Hi, this is Kim with Kuriosity, and this is episode 2, and I have my special guest today is David. Thank you, David, for being here with me.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
The honor is all mine. So,
Always.
Before we get started, though, I have got a little tidbit, which I don't even know if you knew this, but it's May 22nd today, episode 2, like I said, and today is actually Harvey Milk Day.
Oh, yay.
Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, today, May 22nd is now, the governor just made it Harvey Milk Day. And I wrote down some stuff if nobody knows who Harvey Milk is. Harvey Milk was actually born May 22nd, 1930. First openly gay man to be elected to public office in California. He was assassinated November 27th, 1978 because of his beliefs. And just a couple things, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, and there was actually a U.S. Navy ship named after him. Pretty cool, huh? And here's a quote from Harvey Milk. "It takes no compromise to give people their rights. It takes no money to respect the individual. It takes no survey to remove repressions." So, there's something to get us started.
I love that.
Yeah.
When I was flying back home, I think in November, my terminal was leaving from the Harvey Milk section at the San Francisco airport. And it's just so cool to see his face just
That's
plastered
cool.
on the wall. I love it.
That's cool. I didn't know that was there.
I don't know if he did anything in San Francisco, but
I think he did a lot when I was writing. So it was at the San Francisco airport?
It was the San Francisco airport.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I just thought it was cool because it was they had some facts about him and everything. Yeah. It was cool. I loved it.
Yeah, nice. Very cool.
Very cool to recognize someone.
Yeah, definitely. I know. Actually, my mom noticed that today, and she's like, "It would be great to mention." I'm like, "Yeah," especially since it is today. So, all right, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
So many. So, name at birth.
My name is David, and I was born on April 21st, 2003.
We were born the same month.
We were.
Yeah, just a little bit different in years.
Are you a Taurus?
No, I'm an Aries.
Tauruses are so much better.
Oh my gosh.
Not to start anything, but listen.
You're so funny.
I'm just gonna start a beef.
You can start a beef here.
Yeah,
we can get along just fine.
Just a little war.
Just a little one. So, obviously, sex assigned at birth.
I was born as a male.
And gender identity?
I can technically still pass as a male, but I don't really like to be included as part of the male species, just because men gross me out. So I don't want to be what's the word? There's a word.
I think I know what you mean, though.
Categorized.
Right. Yeah.
As that. So
I
just float.
You just float.
Like a little balloon.
Pronoun?
I as of right now it's still he, him, but I'm working on changing it to they, them. Okay. Pride Month's next month, so I think I'm gonna do an announcement on Insta and make it official. Okay. Just because I feel it's just very generic, and I feel it'd be better just to have it as a plural thing rather than just assuming I identify as a guy just because that's what I was born as. So yeah.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question is what the pronouns mean to you, but you said that. So I think people are definitely, I'm hoping when people listen to these podcasts that they, get more familiar with pronouns. Because, it's something that I have, and, a lot of people have, and there's nothing wrong with it. And if that's...
I do feel it's a struggle sometimes, and I feel if we are talking about Demi Lovato, Like, they recently changed their pronouns to they, them about a year ago, and people are still referring to Demi as, like, a she. And it's kind of a big change, and it's understandable to slip up here and there. But when you're constantly making that, like, repetitive mistake, then it starts to beg the question, do you really respect that person?
Exactly.
Or are you just playing the game?
Right. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, age in which you realized you were attracted to same sex. I'm not so sure, both sex or same sex.
I was in 6th grade when I started to notice that I was attracted to guys. Yeah, I don't know how old I was. That was 2014. So I think 11, 12, I think I started to, like, notice.
I think that's a pretty,
Yeah.
normal age. Were you ever, have you ever been attracted to girls at all? Females?
I want to say I was, just because when I was in 6th grade, I thought I was, like, bisexual. And so I wanted to, like, assume that I was attracted to girls, just because I didn't, like, know there was this whole side of, like, the LGBT community, because I was never living in Palm Springs. I was, like, there was, like, a lot of, you know, LGBT people, but I think I kind of was kept away from that, and kind of sticked to the just growing up liking girls thing, until finally something clicked in my head to just, like, this is the time, now's the time to say something, you know, and go from there.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. So did you keep it a secret?
I tried. I tried very hard. And, you know, all you can do is try sometimes. But the first person I told was my grandma, my mom's mom. And I was like, I think I'm bisexual, but you can't tell Mom yet because I'm going to tell her. And she was like, okay. She's like, this doesn't change anything. It stays between us. And I was just, like, so grateful for that.
Wow, that's cool.
And, you know, like, she's always been that person that kind of never judged a single decision I've made. Always offered constructive feedback when I needed it. And she's always been that person that's just supported me from day one, like my number one cheerleader.
That's so cool.
So I was grateful for that.
Yeah. Nice. That's so cool. Right on. Especially being your grandma.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
She's my best friend.
That's
not
so
gonna lie.
Cool. Right on. So she's the first one, and that went well.
Yeah.
How was family life growing up?
You know, that's a very good question. It was kind of rough. We, there was 4 kids in the house, plus 4 dogs. So there was, like, a family of 8 on top of 2 parents. There was always chaos, always arguing, always all of that. And, you know, we never really, like, expressed, like, you know, like, words like I love you, or we never really tossed that around. Obviously we had our own ways of showing it, just not, like, the way other people do. And I think that's what makes us unique.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely. Yeah. And so did you finally, I mean, you told your parents?
So it's a story. So
well, that's what we're here for.
Listen. So we had gone out for Chinese food at this one place that's, like, super, super good, and then it kind of just went downhill. But we had gone out for Chinese food. It was, I want to say, a Tuesday night. And I had just, like, started thinking, I was just like, well, what if I tell them, and what if I, like, you know, like, they're not going to be, like, reciprocating, and, like, all these, like, different things. And so then I, like, kind of made a whole scene. I, like, started crying, and I was just like, they're not gonna love me the same, like, they're not gonna love me anymore, like, what am I gonna do, like, this is, like, I don't know what to do. And so then I made a big scene, and we drove home, and then my mom was just like, what's up, like, why were you acting the way you did? So then I wrote it on paper, and keep in mind, I wasn't exposed to any of this. So at the time, I spelled it biosexual instead of bisexual. And I just, it's one of my, like,
Bisexual.
I told my mom, I was like, I'm bisexual, and she's like, first of all, it's bisexual. And I would have loved to, get a better response from her when I first told her that night, and I literally remember it vividly. She's like, I don't think you should label yourself yet. You don't know who you are. You're only in 6th grade. And I was like, okay. So that's kind of what happened. And so I left it as that.
Yeah.
And that was my response at first.
So it eventually changed?
It changed. I never really had... I mean, I did have, like, a coming out. That was a couple years later. Just because my whole life story, there's things that happened here and there. My cousin was staying with us for a while. Then he got kicked out. And, hi, doggy. He got kicked out. And, yeah, so he got kicked out. And then 7th grade came, nothing really happened. I had come out to my friends telling them I was bi or whatever. They thought it was fine. And I feel like I painted this picture as, like, me liking girls when I never did. I just wanted attention.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd always be like, oh, I have a crush on this girl. Like, but I never did.
You're like never
it
did.
It was just for attention and just because I wanted, like, attention. And then in 8th grade, I was a bad kid. I wasn't allowed to have social media, and I had downloaded social media anyways, and my mom found out, and I got in trouble because I had, like, a little iPod Touch. So she took that away after she went through it and everything, and yeah, so I got in big trouble. And then a couple weeks later, she found me on Facebook. And I got in big trouble for that.
Goodness. Oh, goodness.
She's like, how are you on Facebook? What are you using? Blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And I was like, oh, geez. And so then it kind of went downhill. So she started asking, like, all these questions. She's like, whose phone number did you use? Like, what email did you use? She's like, how'd you get access to the email? And I had it on a tablet. And so she starts going through that email, and she sees that my curiosity has, like, spiked. So she sees that I had, like, tried to sign up for all these, like, older gay dating apps.
Oh.
And so, yeah, that was 8th grade. I don't know what we were doing. We weren't doing it right.
Oh, boy.
So then after that, there was, like, these nights, it was, like, at church, there were, like, these nights that, that they would send us to. And I told my mom I didn't want to go one night. And, like, I made it a big deal because I had gone the previous week, because it was only one night a week. And I had gone the previous week, and literally that next week, we were going to be reading that homosexuality was a sin, like, straight from the Bible. And I was not about that. And so that was kind of the point where I kind of had to tell my mom, just because, she was like, why is this such a big deal? Like, why aren't you going? Like, all these, like, different things. And so we were on the couch in the living room, and so I was in tears because I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. So she's just like, so what's going on? I'm just like, yes, I'm attracted to guys my own age, and yeah, I don't think I like girls, but maybe, but I don't know. She's like, okay. Then after that night, they've always been... I never really told my dad. He kind of just knew from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just let that be,
Yeah.
And, yeah, so then my parents would try and, like, they didn't want me to, like, put on, like, the gay stuff from Hot Topic or whatever, because they didn't want people to bully me or whatever, but it's just like, you're not letting me express myself,
Right.
It's a rainbow, and we're in Palm Springs. I don't think people are gonna pick on me for wearing a rainbow bracelet or a rainbow pin.
No, yeah, not there.
Yeah, and I think there was one time where they made me return all my stuff from Hot Topic, and so that was fun. And they're supportive now. I don't really have the best relationship with my dad. and I want to say it's because I'm a little fruity. I think he's told me numerous times that, and he's like said it directly, that the reason that we don't have a good relationship is because I'm gay.
Oh, no.
And
I'm sorry.
You know, it's fine. You can't really get everyone's like,
yeah.
And it's not even about like him being like, you know, conservative or like him like not being supportive. I just don't. It just would be easier, I would say, if I was straight, because then we can have something to bond. Because I want to talk about pop culture, and I want to talk about theater and musicals and Taylor Swift. He wants to talk about the Dodgers game that's on, and wants to talk about football and, you know, soccer and all these things. And it's just like, I don't really find any of those things interesting.
But, you know, I feel like the things that you want to talk about, anybody can be talking about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, music, that's, you know, I mean, Tom and the boys, you know, his sons talk about music all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I love Taylor Swift.
Listen, who doesn't?
Right?
If you don't like Taylor Swift, you need to get out of here.
Right.
I'm sorry. I will defend that woman because she's got me through everything. She's the
cool.
reason why like I'm still like living, you know, because I feel like at one point, you know, this is about to get deep, at one point in everyone's life, you know, they've tried to commit like self-harm, and for me, everyone has, I want to believe that everyone has that like one artist that they go to when they're in such a like, you know, depressing like state.
Yeah.
And for me, that's Taylor.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the reason why I defend her, because she saved me so many times.
Nice. That's so cool.
So, yeah.
I could just see her, like, coming up to you and giving you a hug, too.
No.
I love her.
One of these days that's going to happen, and I'm just mentally not ready.
Oh, you would be. You'd probably just be bawling, and it'd be okay. It would be beautiful.
So,
But I still feel, I think eventually, your dad and you will get close, and
I'm trying. It's just, there's a lot of drama that's going on right now, and there's just a lot, and I don't know if it'll get there.
It will.
Hopefully it will.
I think it will.
If it takes 25 years,
it might take a while.
years, but
yeah.
You know, I don't know. I kind of feel like my life would be easier had I turned out to be a straight male, you know, because then they would, you know, respect me more. I kind of feel like they're the fake supportive. They went off to the Pride Parade back home because we had a Pride Parade. It was this huge thing and I was supposed to go, but apparently I got in trouble for something. So they went off and had fun without me, when that could have been a whole experience for all three of us.
Oh, yeah.
To experience together.
Totally.
And I could have had a different punishment, but my punishment was not going to that parade. And that kind of, you know, hurts.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Because, like, those only happen, like, so many times. And, yeah, that was kind of fun.
But you shouldn't wish you were born a certain way, because you were born the way you were for a reason. Mm-hmm. And you have the feelings that you do, or the attraction to the same sex, for a reason. There's a reason, and you need to be you. And don't ever think or wish that you were born any different, because you are beautiful the way you are.
I can't cry right now.
Okay, we'll move on.
Moving
but
on.
Don't wish you were different or born different. It's getting hot in here. Okay, next question then.
Next question.
Did you get bullied, or have you ever gotten bullied or harassed for, being gay?
In elementary school, I was obsessed with Taylor, and so I would always walk a certain way, or I would always like act a certain way, or talk high pitched, or and all of that stuff. And I would always get questions from people just like, why are you acting like a girl? Like, why are you like doing that? Like, only girls do that. And it's just like, since when are you like the role of like what person can and can't do?
Exactly.
Like, I hate the gender like stereotypes that is, this is for girls, this is for guys. Mm-hmm. It's just like, why can't we all enjoy it as a whole rather than separating it. And I just really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I totally agree.
And so, to answer your question, yes. Happened all the time. Happened
so
at
sorry.
home. You know, my dad would just be like, stop acting like a girl. Only girls do that. And I'm just like,
that's rough.
I'm just being me. He's like, that's not you. And I'm just like, listen, you're not in my body.
Wow. Yeah, that's rough.
Good times.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so, I'm so sorry. That is not fair. I mean, I've said it on the other one. I got bullied when I was younger, and I, just for being just someone picking on me. And it lives with me like forever. I was in 3rd grade, and it will live with me forever. I'm so against bullying. It's just like, ugh. It makes me so mad when people pick on other people.
It's rough because it's like, even just like not even acting like a girl, just for like my weight in elementary school, I would always get picked on because the game was always tag at recess, and they'd always tag me first, and they knew I couldn't catch up to them. I've been called fatso. I've been called, chubby, just for having a little extra weight than someone does.
I hate people.
And that's really, it's really like effed with my, insecurities about my weight, because it's like, that stuck with me even till now.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, I still have a hard time shopping for clothes. Like, I'm going home this weekend, and it's going to be in triple digits, and I'm still going to wear a jacket just because I'm insecure, and this is the only thing that makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And, like, I think I get that from my mom, because my mom also did the same thing. She was also bullied for her weight and everything, and, the only way that she felt safe was in a hoodie that was black in triple digit weather. So, yeah, bullying sucks. Yeah. So don't bully kids.
Exactly. Yeah, it does. It's not right. It gives nobody has the right to put anybody down. So, let's see. So what turned you on about another person?
Ooh.
Say.
Listen. They gotta really have like a sense of humor, and we really have to click. I think that really excites me, because I'm just like, yay, this could be a match, let's go for it. And for me it's their music taste. For me it's their personality. I really don't want to have to go off of looks, because I want to look deep into that person.
Nice.
And if they got like decent music taste, if they're willing to give Taylor Swift a chance, then I think it could be a click. And I just get really excited, when I'm talking to people, because it's like you learn something new about them, and then they're teaching you new perspectives. And I guess I just I get really excited when I can hear another perspective, because I think of things one way, they're telling me another way they think about life, and then it's just like, oh, I can think about it that way.
Yeah.
And so that's what really gets me going about different people.
I love that. And I love that you are looking at the inside of the person and not just the looks. That I think that's awesome. Because so many people, it's just the outside. When I was younger, that's all I looked at.
All they want to do is look at your body and, look at your face and make sure you don't have acne. But it's just like, this is like a real person doing a real thing, like they're gonna have acne, they're gonna have,
beauty's only skin deep.
Yes,
it is totally and completely. You gotta have a beautiful soul, and I love that you're looking. I love you like you want the sense of humor, and they gotta love Taylor Swift.
They have to, or it's not gonna work out. It's gonna go down the drain, because all I ever talk about is Taylor Swift.
It's okay. It's okay.
She's on my lock screen.
Is she?
She graduated from NYU.
Nice. Really?
She got an honorary doctorate degree of fine arts because they basically made a class about her. And so they decided to give her a degree for it. She's
so fun.
And I don't know. I love it so much.
Nice. Yeah, she's fun. So do you want to settle down with somebody one day?
One day?
Yeah.
I don't know when that day will be. I think for now I still got a lot of learning to do by myself.
Yeah.
So, if someone comes my way, I'll see if I can make it last. But as of right now, my main focus is working on myself, trying to make myself a better person, and really, you know, trying to be the best version of myself possible. They say you can't love other people unless you love yourself first.
True.
And I kind of disagree with that, because I have so much love for other people. If anything, I put other people first.
That's true, huh?
And I just need to work on loving myself more, to the point where I can really love someone else in that way.
Nice. I like
so
that.
So one day.
It'll happen.
One day.
You have a lot to offer. And
Thank
you do, like you really do. You have a great soul. You have, you're just, and you're a good person. And yeah, I think loving ourselves is definitely, I've always battled with that, and same thing. I always give, but yeah, when do we like give to ourselves? Or, yeah, it is. I get that very much. So, do you want to have children?
I do, but I don't. I think, I don't know. I've always told myself that I wanted to have kids because, I want to go through, like, that whole process, that whole 18 years to really dedicate my life towards them, and helping teach them everything that I was taught and, making them, not go through what I went through. But then part of me is just like, you know what? You can adopt a child or a teenager and, just get them through the teenage years. But then, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, part of me wants to do that, but part of me just wants to start from the beginning, and I just can't figure out which part I want to start at.
Yeah.
But I think I do.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. I mean, kids are pretty cool. When I was young, that's all I wanted to do was have kids and play with them. I just want to have kids and play with them.
They're so much fun.
Yeah.
And I actually have a funny story about kids. So my grandma was born in 1942, December 30th. So that's like basically 1943. She had my mom's mom in 1963. Then my mom was born in 1983. I was born in 2003. So either I have to have a kid by next year or by 2033. 33. Or 43 or something.
You better get busy.
We got a lot of work to do.
A lot of work to do.
Listen.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that story.
So that's my goal because I want to keep that. I have to keep that tradition going.
Yeah. Well, you sure shoot for 33.
I'm gonna shoot for the end of next year.
There you go.
We're starting off young.
Exactly. I'll be watching. So, dream job or career?
It varies. I recently just dropped out of college because school's not for me right now, and I'm just I need a break from school.
It's not for everybody.
I'm a theater kid. I grew up doing theater all the way, and part of me really just wants to be a director, and direct shows because if there's anything that like turns me on is the live theater production, performance. In high school I was so active in my theater company, and I was so dedicated, to getting to the point where I could have enough stuff to put on, my college apps and everything. And now I'm kind of stuck in like
Have you ever done extra work on movies or TV shows?
No.
Okay, so when you go back down there, if they should still be going, Central Casting, you sign up, because I did it when I was in Southern California, and I was extra on TV shows. Central Casting, you just sign up. It's a one-time, well, back then it was like $20. They take your picture, all your information, and you can do extra work.
That's so cool.
Totally do it. You will love it. That'll get you going.
I need a start. So
yeah, and the more you do, then you become union, extra, and we'll talk more on that.
I will take your word for that.
Yeah, we'll talk more on that, definitely. Okay. So, favorite music genre?
Taylor Swift. She's her own genre. That was really loud. I'm so sorry.
It's
that laugh
okay.
was so...
I'm gonna make Dami edit it.
She's her own genre, but I don't know. It varies. I really do like pop, and I'm trying to expand my music taste because I feel like it's so centered on Taylor Swift and pop. But then also the theater kid in me listens to Broadway musicals. You know, I have a Broadway musical playlist.
Nice.
We be jamming out to that. And listen, if you're listening to Hairspray, you can't stop the beat in the car. You're gonna start dancing. And there's a reason I can't play that while driving, because I'll start doing the moves, and then next thing the car's going off the road, and there's a cop car behind you, and
you're like, I was feeling the beat, officer. Hello.
I'm sorry. So I'm working on expanding it, but I'm trying to listen to a bunch of different artists and trying to really not so stay around pop and expand, because I've been told that my music taste is very bland, just because it's strictly Taylor Swift and musicals. So I'm just trying to expand it and get more taste, per se.
Well,
so I
you're
can...
going out to, going to listen to more and stuff, but it's not bland.
We're exploring our options.
Yeah,
that's
there
all
you
I'm
go.
doing.
There
We're
you go.
testing the waters.
Yeah, see what else is out there.
Yeah.
So, your favorite season?
Winter.
Winter. Really? Yeah?
I grew up in the desert. I've known heat my entire life.
I grew up in the desert too.
It's not fun.
No, it's hot.
It's not fun. Summer, no. Winter, yes.
And I think people don't realize how cold it can get in the desert too.
Yes.
It gets cold.
Very.
Yeah.
It was like, I think when I went down for Christmas, it was 42 at night. And I was like, wow, this is like on average at Humboldt.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets cold, but love it. And do you like the holidays? Which is your favorite if you do?
I really always look forward to Christmas. Christmas has always been that special holiday, it's like Christmas and Thanksgiving. I combined it into like one. Thanksgiving, there's just a crap ton of food.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I love some food. And
that's what it's for, is eating.
Yeah, so we eat, and then there's always leftovers the next day, and so it's like we eat leftovers before going Black Friday shopping at Macy's. And I've just always loved that. And then a couple weeks later, party again. You go and get food, and then you get to open presents the next day. Yep. It's like, Yep. Obviously, last year was a very interesting year around the holidays, and we'll catch up on that drama later. So I think this year is going to be different, and my answer might vary this year, but I'm hoping that it'll be fine, and I'm not going to think about it until the time comes.
You're going to be home.
I'm going to be home, which will be nice.
Yeah.
But does my birthday count as a holiday? Because my birthday is like my favorite day of the year.
That can count as a holiday.
It's my holiday. It's
a national
it is
your holiday. There you go. Some people have birthday months, birthday weeks.
Exactly.
There you go.
Mine's an international. We're working on getting it internationally brand.
There you go.
It's going to be National David Day.
There you go. So, I like that. I'm down for that. Can we
I just have to talk to the governor.
Work. If I can be off work, I'm down.
I will get you off of work.
Sounds good to me.
You'll get paid too. Time off.
That sounds
National
good to
holiday.
Me. That sounds good to me. Okay, celebrity crush.
Oh, I don't know, because some of these celebrities be pissing me off sometimes. The things they do. For the longest time, I always thought I had a crush on Chris Evans, who plays Captain America. But then I'm just like, he's too much for me. And honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't think of one. I really, off the top of my head, I can't think of one. There's someone in there, and I just don't know their name.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't put a face to it either.
No.
I'm just selecting the images.
The images. Just like swipe, all the celebrities out there in the world.
There's so many.
So, if you could say one thing to the world, what would it be?
Stop harassing people. Stop bullying people. To all the Karens out there that come into a retail store or a restaurant it is not worth it if they forgot their cheese fries or their cheeseburger. Like, just if you guys could just treat people with kindness, please. People come in and they really, like, you know, we've worked in retail together. They be yelling and they be screaming. They have an attitude. It's just like, we don't get paid enough to deal with your attitude. If you could just show a little bit of sympathy, a little bit of kindness.
Because we are human beings.
Exactly. You know, we're human beings too. You know, we're having a rough day also. Like, you know,
yeah,
there's no need to, like, be mean.
No.
And, like, the people that come in with, like, a rush, like, they're in a rush. It's like, why are you going shopping if you're in a rush?
Exactly. You know? Especially at, like, TJ Maxx. No. Or anything.
Or Target.
Like, or Target, any of them.
You know, people are just like...
I could see you running into the grocery store in a rush, but yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going into Ross or anything like that rushing.
Just please be nice to all the workers that are working for you, that are customer servicing you. Because if you're nice to them, they'll be nice to you, and then everyone's happy.
Bottom line.
Treat people with kindness, that's all.
And just remember, if you're going to a restaurant and you're an ass, they're going to spit in your food. Because I've heard stories. And they do.
McDonald's. Something else.
So, what one question would you like to ask me?
I had a question. I really did. Did I write it down? No, I didn't write it down.
You can ask me anything. Anything at all. If you don't, it's okay. You don't have to.
I had a question. I really did. I didn't.
You don't have to ask me anything. It's okay.
No, I'm going to. I'm going to think of something really quick.
You want to know who my celebrity crush is?
Yes.
Johnny Depp.
You know, I haven't even, like, been paying attention to the trial.
Oh, I have.
There's so much that's happening, and my friend said there's, like, a YouTuber who's been, like, updating everything. So I think I'm just gonna watch that.
Amber Turd is, she's evil woman.
Most people are.
Oh, my second celebrity crush is Jason Momoa.
You're gonna say Jason Derulo. I really thought you were going to say Jason Derulo.
Did you think of your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite musical?
A favorite musical? Nutcracker. Is that considered a musical?
It's like a ballet.
Oh, I don't know. A musical. I can't think of a favorite.
We're going to get you exposed to musicals because let me tell you, they're the best things out there.
When I was young, like, my aunt brought me to a musical, and I don't remember what it was, but it was a lot of fun.
They're the best things ever.
Yeah. I'd love to one day go to Broadway. And, you know, like...
Let's go, because I really want to go.
It'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun.
Let's do it.
Okay.
My favorite musical is Dear Evan Hansen. It has, like, a great story and everything. So if there's one musical I recommend, like, seeing, it's Dear Evan Hansen. I saw it live in San Diego.
Really?
So good. I cried.
Aw, you have a friend now.
My friend.
And what is it again?
Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear Evan Hansen.
Yes. So there's actually a movie out. And it just came out last year. And I want to say it's on Prime Video, but don't quote me on that. But you can rent it off of YouTube.
Huh.
And it's a great storyline. It's kind of it depends on how you think of it. Depends on how you think of the story. But I personally really like it.
Well, I'll have to check it out.
I highly suggest it.
All right, then I will check it out.
Please do.
So I think that's it.
That's it. We did it.
We did it. All right. Thanks everybody for joining, and we'll see you next time. Everybody have a great day.
Have a good night or morning or wherever you guys
wherever you're at.